Welcome, my beautiful soul friends, to this week's Simply Be. This week, I really found myself reflecting on the energy of our words. And especially, I use a lot of spiritual words because I teach spirituality. I am a spiritual person. So the energy of my words often are quite spiritual. And often, not just spiritual words, but all kinds of words. Often they can create very different experiences for different people. So how maybe one word can feel really peaceful and freeing to someone can be really heavy or even impossible for someone else. And so that really got me thinking. That's what I was reflecting on this week. How, like, one single word can either open us up or it can even close us down. And when you're having a conversation with someone and you don't know how that word is going to sit with them, it's opening you up and you're sharing it, but it might be closing them down. So this week, I really wanted us to all kind of feel into that, the energy of our words. Notice your reaction to certain words. Just again, here it is, be open, be curious. Do certain words hit you differently? Do they open you up? Do they close you? First, we have to tap into that kind of awareness. Because last week, we explored forgiveness, not just forgiveness, but like forgiving the unforgivable. And in our personal development group, that really opened up something. Like, for some people, the whole word forgiveness is like, I can't do that. I can't go there. Yet for others, it brought peace. It's like the reflection for me is that we can get very attached to the words instead of the experience, because words carry meaning. Right? Think about it. Like, two people hear the same word, but they have two completely different experiences. And it's not just the word forgiveness, like healing, like the word healing. Like, for me, when I use the word healing, and I use it a lot, it means that things are changing for the better. If I'm healing, I know that things are changing for the better for me, right? I'm healing something. Yet for someone else, healing might signify that something's actually wrong. They don't like that word healing because it means that something is actually wrong within them. So again, one word, two different meanings of that. So I want us to go like a little deeper behind that. And we hear the word and then we immediately attach a meaning to it from our own perception and our own beliefs maybe, or things that have happened to us in the past. But the meaning isn't actually the word, because two people can have two different experiences of it. It's the experience we associate with it. And that comes to our logical mind. Like, our logical mind loves words. And because words help us to create certainty, or to categorize things. So the mind loves certainty. It loves to have definition. It wants closure. It wants categories. So when a word comes up, the mind is already going, is this a good word? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it a good word? Is it a bad word? What does it mean? So there's our thinking mind. But life is so much bigger than words. Like life is so much more complex than the words that we can even use to describe it. So, for example, have you ever felt something that you couldn't really explain? Like, what about love? Like when you fall in love, that euphoria of love, or when you're looking in love, here it is, to, a newborn baby, their eyes for the first time. Like, there's this feeling that words can't quite explain. What about grief? Like, if you've ever felt deep grief, how do you possibly find the words to explain that? So, this world is so much bigger than that. Some experiences are just really hard to capture with language because words are only pointing towards the experience, but they're not the experience themselves. So again, think of words, all different kind of words. I've said forgiveness and healing, but even success, the word spirituality, like they're pointing towards an experience, but they're not the experience themselves. Meditation, there's another word. I mean, that's just loaded what everybody, thinks is the experience, but it's not the experience itself. What about self-love, right? All of these words. So I'm always talking about, the ego and the soul, or, the thinking mind and the more expansive mind. So the ego mind, shall we say, hears words, so uses language. That's what our mind loves, words, loves to categorize them. But the soul aspect of ourselves, we're all souls having a human experience. Yes, so the human experience is the ego mind that uses language. We need it, because how do we communicate in this world? So it hears words. Nothing wrong with that. It just hears words. It uses language. The soul experiences energy. Soul doesn't need a language. It doesn't need words. What's happening, the soul experiences it as an energy. So then when the ego takes that word that it heard, it starts to analyze it. Whereas the soul senses it. Again, it's a feeling and it's a felt sense. It experiences energy and it has this sense to it. Whereas, again, the ego hears the word, analyzes it, starts to label it, focuses on what it is. Like, it's all in the thinking mind. If we can shift into the heart space, into the soul space, we can then experience energy with our senses. Yeah, with our senses. Just feel it within you. Again, the soul feels it, senses it, focuses on the present moment experience of it. Because sometimes we can become so focused on trying to find the perfect word, or get so caught up in what that word, means in our logical mind, that we miss what's actually happening within us. So, for example, and this is what kind of unfolded in our group last week, is that the word itself may not resonate with someone. Like the word meditation may not resonate with you, or forgiveness doesn't resonate. Like you've got like a bad experience with that, or healing, right? But as a soul, we may be, finding peace within ourselves. We're going through something and the word forgiveness is like, nope, can't do that. Yet you're still experiencing things, like you're finding peace within yourself. You're still releasing a lot of the emotional weight that maybe a situation had created for you. You learned how to create boundaries for yourself through that experience, quite possibly. Are you learning to calm your nervous system? Like you're doing all of this kind of stuff because the soul is experiencing the situation it went through. Maybe it's practicing self-respect. So the word forgiveness may not fit, right? Or the word healing may not fit, or that word meditation may not fit, but the experience is still happening behind it. So as human beings, we're still experiencing the benefits of what forgiveness brings, or what healing brings, or what, say, meditation brings. So we can get caught up in the word and shut down completely, go, nope, can't forgive. Yet, can our soul tap into the experience of it? And maybe it can't, because the word shuts us right down. But maybe it can. Maybe we're still experiencing it, and we just have to get rid of the word. Get that out of your mind. Okay? So, as it always comes down to just have an open mind. Be very curious. Words have, some meanings we attach to them. But what I want you to do is just be curious about these kind of like buzzwords that are used. Healing, forgiveness. How about personal growth? Like that's a buzzword there. Or you know what? Just simply navigating life and different words that come up. Be even more curious about the energy you feel behind, words, any words. And if a word doesn't really feel right for you, maybe it's a trigger word, right? Just words can trigger us as human beings. Again, that thinking mind wants definitions. What does that mean? Maybe somebody said something to us. What does that mean? We take things personal. We start assuming things. Right? There's those words. So that's what the thinking mind wants. What if we just became curious? What are we feeling behind those words? Right? The word itself doesn't resonate, just let it go. Instead, just tune into the feeling experience or understanding what feels right or true or good for you. Emotions are another one. We label these emotions as good, bad, or right or wrong, right? There is never a bad emotion. There's not a bad emotion. It's the meaning we attach to those emotions. So instead of, attaching the words to an emotion that comes up that doesn't feel right for your body, how about just feeling it instead, just being with that feeling? Getting an understanding, this isn't a bad emotion. Maybe you're feeling anger. That's not a bad emotion. Yes, words matter. Yes, words matter. Of course, we're having a human experience. But the awareness of what we're experiencing beneath, like go beyond the words, be able to feel the emotion. And that is what matters more. The awareness to it matters more. So really this week, the invitation is to notice words that create a reaction within you. Not label them as right, wrong, good, bad, but a reaction to them. Because when we are reactive to words, there is something deeper beneath that can be revealed to us. And then we can kind of ask ourselves, if we don't get so attached to the word or even the emotion, we can say, well, what does this word mean to me? What experience am I associating with it? Now we're getting curious. Now we're opening our mind a little bit. Then we start to feel in, does this particular word open me up or does it close me down? Again, curious, open. And am I reacting to the word or am I reacting to the meaning I've attached to it? Can I lean back and just open up for the experience, the soul experience? The soul experiences energy, it senses, it feels, it just focuses on the present moment experience. So that's the invitation. As always, stay open, stay curious, look beyond the word. This week's about the energy of words. All right. Thank you, my friends. Have yourself a fabulous week. Namaste.